Well, good morning. So last week I said that there's four basic things that to have a great relationship you need. And one is the idea of safety, to remove any negativity from the space between, refill that space between with positives, and to learn to talk to each other in a safe way. So the next 4 weeks I'll take a look at each one of those in order. And today is the idea of safety. And I have the comment there, safety equals pleasure, which is you would think, a fairly obvious equation, but there's a part of our culture that distrusts if things are too good. We have sayings like it's too good to be true, or knock on wood, or I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop. And we're saying no, the more nice things you do for each other, the safer it becomes, right? The more nice things you do for each other, the safer it becomes. So when I'm working with couples at a certain point, when I feel it's right, I have them do a couple of exercises that I say everything's important, but I think these are the most important, because typically what brings people into the office is when things are not going well. But where I want, and we have to deal with that, and they have to learn how to deal with that. I understand that. But where I want them to live the rest of their life is when it's safe. And so the exercises that we do are on that side of the equation, that how to make the relationship safer. And the one exercise is I have them flood each other with positives, all right? The physical, the psychological, the behaviors, and then end up with a positive global statement. You're the best person in the whole world, and I love you. And the point of it is to say nice things to each other, because the more nice things I hear from my partner, the safer it becomes. My old brain can relax. This is not the enemy over there, it's my ally. We're on the same team. And I really do encourage couples to continue that practice and to give each other at least 3 appreciations a day. Just let your partner know that you appreciate them, that what they're doing is great. You look great. I appreciate how you dealt with the kids today. When you gave me a coffee, gave me a kiss, sent me a text, I really appreciate it. I think you're terrific. I love you. You're great. And then for homework, I asked them to do another little exercise, which is about doing nice things for each other. So one is about saying nice things, the positive flooding. The other is about doing nice things. And again, typically when couples come into the office, they don't feel very connected. They don't. If they've been married for 5, 10, 15 years, I don't want to wait 5, 10, or 15 years to get those feelings back. So is there a way to jumpstart that? And so this exercise, I have them do, you can do it. I have them write down sort of 3 lists. The first list would be what my partner does for me right now that makes me feel good and loved. Second list, go back to the romantic love stage. Well, you used to do this and this and this. You're not doing that anymore. And then the third list would be what we call secret desires. And you might have some, you might not, but these are things you've always wanted but never asked for. If you've asked for them and didn't get it, obviously it goes on a different list. It's a frustration. And the example I always use came out of one of my workshops where they'd been married about 15 years, and the wife used to put little notes in the kids' lunch boxes. And he always wanted one. Well, she had no idea because he never said anything. So what was the fear? What kept him from saying? I would like a note. Anyway, so you have your 3 lists. Then you exchange lists. And you read down your list. You're doing those now, so it shouldn't be that hard. But you can cross out anything you want. In the romantic love stage, secret desires, anything you don't feel you can comfortably do right now, cross out. But hopefully you'll be left with a list of 5, 10, 15 things. Any one of which you do will make your partner feel good and loved. They gave you the list. You really can't go wrong. But here's the caveat. I need them to do 1 or 2 a day, whether they feel like it or not. And that's where I get pushback. And I say, okay, fair enough. But as humans, we feel and we think and we act. So I ask them often, do you always feel like going to work? And often the answer is no. Do you go? Usually yes. And why? Well, because they have a job, or they get fired, or they have a mortgage, or whatever. But so they don't feel like going to work, but they think about it and then they go. But if you don't feel close to your partner, sometimes they tend not to act. And I need them to act differently in the space between. You have to change that dynamic in the space between. Anyway, so again, this is just a little sideline on the notion of safety. If you don't feel safe, you'll protect yourself. But the way to increase safety is to increase pleasure. So, what, these two little exercises is saying nice things to your partner and doing nice things for them. And there's obviously other things too, but the safer it becomes, it's a crucial piece. If you want to have a great relationship, it has to be safe because of that old brain of ours. If it senses danger, it'll defend itself. It's 500 million years. You're not going to change it. Okay? So this week, safety. Next week, we'll take a look at no negativity in the space between. Have a great week. See you next week.